As of now, there's a silver shortage already. People are what they're doing, they're hoarding these things. You know what? The media is not even talking about this, but people as God, they know that they're trying to provide for their family, at least to be able to eat. Because your house is not going to be worth anything, and you won't be able to sell it. And you got to understand, where were you going to do and what you're going to do. You want to have some options that you have available. So if you have this, you can always barter and move around, because folks understand that this is always money.
So, Dr. Warren, they always suggest that we have about 6 months to a year of living expenses, which means about $20,000, $50,000 in the bank. Most of us don't have that kind of money, so you're saying most of us are doomed.
Most people, unless they get some hands on some type of silver, they're going to be doomed. Because what's going to happen, if they lock the banks up, just like they said during 9/11, the banks were closed. They can close the banks for 2 weeks. And only allow you to do what? Take so much money out of the bank. It did in South America. They said, okay, we're going to allow you $1,000 a month, write check. That's all we're going to do. And your money's in the bank. Remember, it's your money, but the government literally controls it. They can tell you how much you can spend, that they're going to allow out of the banking system this month to pay your bills, and that's it. So, I mean, you don't want to have them options. The same thing with credit cards. A credit card, they can tell you in a moment. They can revoke your credit line. See, and all I know is so in other words, in order for you to be, should I say, somewhat independent, you're going to have to start thinking outside the box and preparing for the worst. Now, if the worst don't come, you can always take the silver back and sell it. But if you don't have it, you're in deep trouble, the silver or gold. And see, this is the problem. People have not been told how bad the economy is. And if you just listen to the news this past week, the jobs report just came out. This past was April 4th, I think this past Friday. They lost another 80,000 jobs. The last 3 months, 300,000 jobs are lost. And the thing is, and then listen, and that's a lie, because it was much worse than that. It's just like they keep telling us food, they keep telling us about inflation. Inflation is only 4%. Any fool knows that the food is more than 4 or 5%. Because you know why? Because they say core inflation. It doesn't include fuel and food. Now, how can you live in America without food and fuel? Unless you live in a cave.
This is only going to take a few minutes. You got a few minutes to answer this question. I want to get out of here by 2, and I want to hold it to the crowd. But Dr. Warren, why should we believe you versus Barack Obama, John McCain, or Hillary Clinton, anybody else we see, our preachers, our family? Why should we believe Dr. Warren?
Well, listen, all I'm doing is giving you facts. You can all verify this just by going online and going to reliable news sources. You can see, especially overseas, the Telegraph or some of the English papers or European papers, they report a better news than we are. Listen, why should you believe Obama than believing us? Is this, listen, financial interests has always controlled this country. And if you think it doesn't, then you've been badly deceived. Whether you want to call them the Illuminati, skull and bones, it don't make a black nobility, don't make no difference. There's always been power behind the throne. And listen, these people are not going to relinquish this type of power. And like I said, just look at the signs. Just look at the signs that are happening, and you can see the situation is getting worse and worse and worse. Just go to the supermarket and just look and see how food is jumping up. Look at gasoline, how it's jumping up. Listen, those are not the things that I'm saying. I don't have no power with those things. I'm just trying to make you conscious of what you must do in this short time that you have left before these precious metals jump crazy, and you won't be able to buy them, period. I mean, silver is $17, gold is $917. Suppose silver jumped to 50 or 100. Well, most people can't afford to buy a whole bunch of it because they missed the opportunity to buy it while it's cheap. That's why I'm saying, as far as Obama, these people are not even addressing the issue. They're talking about sending us $600. They're talking about saving the homeowners. Listen, they're talking about giving a couple of $100 billion. The home quote problem, this foreclosure is almost a $2 or $3 trillion problem. So how can you throw a couple of $100 billion at something? That's like trying to empty Lake Michigan with a cup of water. It is nothing but propaganda, folks. Dog and pony show. The peas, you thinking that they're doing something. They're not doing anything. The only thing they're going to do is save Wall Street. And I don't care whether you're atheist. I don't care whether you're a Muslim. I don't care what religion you are. You need the mean green. It's the economic system that puts this thing together. And the people behind it, they are not none of those religions. So you have to wake up and discern what the truth is and prepare for the worst. And for your family and your self-survival.
Give everyone your information so they can contact you.
Okay, if you want to contact me, we have a website, www.plim.org. My email is plim, P-L-I-M, @plim.org. It's P-L-I-M PLIM.org. You can reach me. You got any questions, we'll try to get back to you. Remember, time is short. Things are going to work. After this election, you won't believe the number of foreclosures that's happening, the number of layoffs that's coming. I don't care whether you're white collar, what kind of degrees you got. They got people coming out of college now, they can't even find jobs because all the jobs are in Asia. They're all in Asia, folks. They're not here. You're going to be walking around in overalls or doing field work or whatever it is, because there will not be any jobs here, period. So that all we can do is hope and pray that you act upon this information while it's timely. Everything is timely. It's like a woman to get pregnant, she has to do it on cycles. Well, this is not going to last. We're entering a period where this thing is speeding up and they're not telling you. And the next thing you know, these precious metals are going to get so crazy that you won't be able to get them and you won't be able to find it. And how you eat, you're going to be on a link card with eating molded cheese and molded foods from the government warehouse. And you do not want, one thing we learned from Katrina is that if you wait for the government to save you, you're in one hell of a mess.